How's it going, everyone? Hudson here, and in this video we're going to talk about why many people hate CrossFit. Now, this video is intended for two different groups of people. The first group is someone that's done CrossFit in the past and didn't really have a good experience with it, or has had even a negative experience, as well as the people that have heard of someone that's had a negative experience. And then the other group this video is intended for is someone that currently does do CrossFit, and every now and then gets put in a conversation with someone where the person on the other side says, yeah, CrossFit is cool and all, but my friend tweaked his shoulder, or my friend went to CrossFit and ended up losing some strength gains. So we're going to dissect 4 main points as to why someone might have a bad experience with CrossFit, and how they can hopefully not experience those things if they were to try CrossFit again, or if you're someone that's heard of someone say negative things about CrossFit and you've thought about trying it out, but you're not quite there just yet because you still have that hesitation of what if X, Y, or Z happens to me. So before we dive into point number 1 that I want to bring up, I also want to say that at the end of the day, you could give someone the absolute best coaching, programming, equipment selection, literally give them every single possible tool under the sun to have a great experience and good results from CrossFit programming, but it just might not be for them. Some people love doing Orange Theory, some people love doing Zumba, some people love doing bodybuilding, some people hate doing any type of workout routine and would just rather play sports like pick up basketball and soccer and things like that. So even though anyone can do CrossFit, not everyone's gonna enjoy CrossFit or like CrossFit or want to go back to it. Some people love Indian food or Asian food or Hispanic food. Some people absolutely despise it. So it really comes down to a personal choice at the end of the day, but that only happens if a person is put into a good scenario where they can have a good experience but still say, that's not for me. So let's dissect these 4 main points as to why someone might have a bad experience within CrossFit that might be caused by the individual themselves, might be caused by the gym, or might be caused by the coaching at that gym. So with that being said, diving into point number 1, and this is a very, very big one for a lot of people that can have negative experience with CrossFit, and that is rushing into high skill and or high intensity workouts a little too soon. So when we talk about high skill movements, we're talking about a lot of gymnastics movements, we're talking about handstand push-ups, handstand walks, muscle-ups, kipping movements on the pull-up bar. And when it comes to high intensity, this could be workouts like Fran, Diane, workouts like Murph, things that require a lot of conditioning, a lot of muscular endurance, and a good amount of coordination in order to execute these workouts with efficiency and make sure you get the best bang for your buck out of those workouts. So first, looking at the high skill side. If I have someone that's brand new to CrossFit or has only done CrossFit for 6 months or less, and let's say for the workout that day we have programmed handstand push-ups, 9 times out of 10, I'm not even going to have someone kick up on a wall their very first day. I want to make sure I can assess and see how they move and make sure we're not putting them into something too soon, because I would much rather scale it down a little too much for them and make it a little too easy than not scale it down enough and make it too challenging to where they put themselves in compromised positions. So even if someone has told me, oh yeah, I did collegiate sports or I ran marathons my entire life and this and that, I don't care how athletic you are. If you've never done a snatch before, you're not going to be good at doing snatches. If you've ever done a muscle up before, you're not going to be good at doing muscle ups. So definitely starting at a more basic level of skilled movements and progressing from there and showing the competency with these movements will allow you to not only build good movement patterns, but also not hit plateaus early on, not experience a high chance of injuries, and keep your body feeling good and safe. Then on the high intensity side, let's say we program Fran for that class's workout that day. If I have someone brand new or maybe 6 months to a year or less within CrossFit and the workout is Fran is an incredibly intense workout, and if someone goes absolutely all out, it can lead to like ridiculous amounts of muscle soreness for days and days. It can lead to rhabdomyolysis. It can lead to a lot of problems and a lot of bad experience if someone pushed themselves that hard. Imagine not working out for, a few years, up to 5 years, maybe 10 years, and then one day you decide, you know what, I'm gonna go sprint up a 1 mile hill as hard as I can, see what happens. It's nothing good is gonna happen from that. So definitely easing into the high intensity as well. An example of how I might scale things for someone on their first day if the workout is something really intense, like a Fran workout, is I might cut down the reps down to 12, 9, 6 instead, which would still give a really challenging and tough workout. I might have them cut down the amount of pull-ups, but keep the same amount of thrusters. I might have them lighten the thruster weight. I might have them do ring rows instead of pull-ups. So there's a lot of ways to alter the way that we approach that workout to make it slightly less intense, to allow someone to still get a really good workout in without overdoing themselves a little too early on before they're able to build an aerobic base, a muscular endurance base, and be able to comprehend how to move their bodies with high skill movements as well as high intensity workouts. One other point I wanted to point out with that first point is that, let's say going on to high intensity, we have someone doing Murph within their first 6 months or so of CrossFit. I might have them cut down the runs in half and cut down the bodyweight movements in half. I might have them, hey, you have a 30-minute time cap, and that's all you're gonna get for today. But making sure that people are easing themselves into any style of workout programming, not just CrossFit, is going to allow them to have a better experience, not experience plateaus or injuries as frequently, hopefully not at all. So that's the first main point, probably the biggest point that we're gonna bring up. But with that being said, let's dive into point number 2, and that is always going 100%. This is more so for people once they start to get the hang of it, and let's say they're like 3 months to 6 months into CrossFit, they're head over heels with it like I once was, and you thought as soon as you hear that 3, 2, 1 go of the timer, it was 110% until you crash and burn. But as we all learn, if you do that pretty frequently, you're not going to get a good workout. You're probably going to not see a lot of results from that style of approach to your workouts. And not every day is meant to be 100%. As a matter of fact, most gyms programming should be only 100%, in my opinion, every 2 weeks or so. Most CrossFit workouts should be high intensity. But high intensity does not equal 100% intensity. High intensity, in my opinion, is 70, 80, 90%, depending on the movements that are incorporated inside that workout, how long that workout's gonna be. For example, if we have the class doing a 35-minute workout and it has a ton of reps in it, you obviously can't go 95 or more % effort, because then you would just tank within the first few minutes. So you'd have to go a little bit slower, and even though you want to be pushing yourself and moving consistently, it's a pace you can hopefully hold. But if we're going back to that Fran example, where most people finish Fran around 4 to 8 minutes or so, it's something we want to keep closer to that 90 to 100% intensity in order to allow us to push that shorter workout and get a different stimulant than we would if we did that 35-minute workout at a slightly slower pace. So I see a lot of people make this mistake, and it's usually the mistake of the individual themselves. More than not, I see a lot of gyms or a lot of coaches explain, hey, this is how you should approach it. Go slow here, go fast here, break things up here if you need to. And most really good coaches will give that kind of knowledge beforehand so the person knows how to approach that workout the best of their abilities. But making sure that we don't let someone go 100% on 5-minute workouts or the 20-minute workouts or the 40-minute workouts every single day is crucial, because they will definitely tank pretty hard. Their body will not be very happy with them. They'll probably experience a lot of problems sleeping. They'll probably feel a lot of aches and pains. They'll probably always be really sore. So understanding that CrossFit, it does incorporate high intensity, but high intensity does not equal maximum intensity. You do not want to be pushing yourself 100% every single day. Otherwise, your body will not be happy with you. Now, getting into point number 3, this one is not listening or taking care of their bodies. So first part, not listening, every now and then you can kind of start feeling when your body starts to feel out of line or feels, something's a little wacky or a little off. And you go, man, my shoulder's been kind of, doing weird stuff the past few days, and you kind of ignore it, just hoping that it'll go away. However, if you continue to work out the way you do, that issue is probably going to be worse and worse. Because here's the thing, if you were to sit all day long, your body would probably feel totally fine. You wouldn't experience any random pains or weird things going on with your body. But if you are constantly working out, let's say 4, 5, 6 days a week, and all of a sudden you realize my shoulder's doing this one thing, it is most likely due to something you have done in the past. And if you don't change anything you've done in the past, it's only going to continue and or get worse. So listen to your body and make sure, okay, my shoulder's kind of wonky. Did I move poorly over the past few days of my training? Have I not gotten enough rest? Have I not been eating enough or sleeping enough? All of these factors can add up and cause your body to experience plateaus or problems along your fitness journey. So we always want to make sure we're listening to our body, and if our body's talking to us and sending signals saying, hey, this doesn't feel good, or this doesn't feel right, you take a step back and look at what is causing this to happen to hopefully prevent it. And also tied in with that is making sure you take care of your body once you figure out what is going on. So let's say you are moving very poorly in your workouts. Take care of your body and make sure you slow down so you can move better, to not overuse your joints, not make sure you're using the wrong musculature when performing an exercise. And on the other end of that, maybe you just need to spend more time stretching. Maybe you should go and get a massage. Maybe you should go and start doing some really warm Epsom salt baths and try different things to make sure you're helping your body recover the best it can so it can keep handling these different workouts that you're throwing at it. I've seen a lot of people, unfortunately, they have this mentality that once you hit 30 years old or 40 years old or 50 years old, injuries are 100% going to happen to you no matter what. No matter what you do, oh, just part of being old, all of a sudden I have a bum shoulder and a bum knee and you can't really bend over to pick things up off the floor. But those things happen due to poor movement patterns, due to not strengthening the right musculature. Not to say that as you get older, the chance of having an injury or problem with your body becomes higher, because that's definitely the case. As your body gets older, it's a lot harder for it to recover. It's a lot harder for it to bounce back from the same activities you were doing once before. However, taking care of your body, imagine if you bought a car off the lot, brand new, and you never took it to get an oil change. You never took it to get new tires. You never took it for its maintenance. The car would die out on you on the side of the freeway, like I see happen all the time. Because people aren't taking care of their cars like they should, just like how people aren't taking care of their bodies like they should, and their bodies end up shutting down on them. So this is probably the second biggest point that I wanted to cover, and that was just making sure you listen to your body. Your body's telling you, hey, this doesn't feel good. Make sure you do what is needed to have that situation become better. And you could always go and talk to a coach and ask for their experience. You can go to a chiropractor. There's a lot of free and or really cheap ways to get these things assessed. You don't have to go to a doctor and say, doctor, my shoulder feels funky, because your doctor's gonna be like, oh, we have to do surgery. But anyways, that's for another video. Going over our last point, point number 4, and that is going inconsistently. So I see this happen very, very frequently, where someone will come into the gym and they say, hey, my name's so-and-so, here's my credit card, whatever the price for membership is, I want to pay it, I'm coming in tomorrow, I'm all about it. And they're super motivated at the moment, which is awesome. And let's say that first week they come 5 days straight because they're really, really motivated and they want to hit it hard, but they realize going 5 days straight after maybe not working out for a while or never doing strength training before or any type of really physically demanding activities, their body gets really, really beat up and sore from 5 days straight. So next week, maybe they come 2 to 3 times that week. Then the week after that, they come 4 times. The week after that, they come 2 times. And they're very inconsistently going to the gym. And the first thing about that is, if you're going inconsistently, you're not going to see the same results if you went, let's say, 3 days every single week versus some weeks 4 days, some weeks 2 days, and your body doesn't really have a chance to adapt and grow. So some form of consistency is good. If you can tell yourself, okay, I'm going every single Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, every single week, no matter what, that's perfect. Maybe you're saying, okay, I'm going 4 days every week, no matter what, but the days will change. Awesome. Some form of consistency is really the key here. However, the second point, if you're going inconsistently to the gym, is that CrossFit programming isn't set every single week to be the same format as the previous week. So breaking that down, let's take a bodybuilding program, for example. You might follow a bodybuilding program that's 6, 8, 12 weeks long, however long it is, but every Monday is a chest focus, and every Tuesday is a back focus, and every Wednesday is legs and shoulders, and it follows that same sequence of movement patterns for several weeks. So you know what to expect. You know what days you really should be going the most to get better at the things you want to get better at within the gym. However, most CrossFit gyms, I'd probably say like 80% or more of CrossFit gyms, don't structure their programming like that. On Monday, you might do back exercises that mostly encompass back exercises. Most CrossFit workouts usually incorporate multiple muscle groups. They incorporate compound exercises that hit multiple muscles at once, is a part of what makes CrossFit so effective. But let's say Monday you did a lot of back exercises. Next Monday, you're not gonna do a lot of back exercises again. So if let's say one week you do come Monday, Thursday, Friday, and the next week you come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you might be missing a lot of pieces that you'd be benefiting more from if you came 3 or 4 days a week consistently and have some kind of consistency there. So don't allow yourself to have really high frequency weeks and then really low frequency weeks. Try to find a number or a set of days or some type of pattern that works for you that allows you to be consistent when approaching the gym. So those are the 4 main points as to why someone might not be having a bad experience with CrossFit and might hate it and might tell their friends, tell their family, like, yeah, I went to the gym and I didn't enjoy this and I didn't enjoy that. And all 4 of these points could be at the fault of the individual themselves. It could really be at the fault of the coach if the coach doesn't give enough instructions, or it could be at the fault of the programming at that gym. So what I recommend, if you are someone that maybe is going to give CrossFit a second chance, maybe you're someone that wants to try it for the first time, or you're someone that's currently doing it now and maybe has been doing it for a period of time, but you're kind of like so-so, your body's getting really beat up, I would recommend trying out different gyms. I would call them or show up on a time that they're open and say, hey, I would love to come and try the class if you have the opportunity, or I'd love to be able to just sit and watch a class go on and see how interactive the coaches are, see how the programming looks, see how the class structure looks, and is the class, really fluid and structured, or is it kind of just like a hogposh of people just hanging out and broing out and just lifting heavy weights all the time and just lots of grunting and things like that. Not to say that grunting and hitting it hard some days is bad. However, I have seen some gyms that program heavy barbell work almost every single day. I've seen some gyms program 5 to 10 minute workouts that are intended to be like 100% sprints every single day. And unfortunately, those gyms can have a negative effect on their athletes and can give a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to CrossFit. So I'll leave it there. Make sure if you plan on trying out gyms or different gyms to pop your head in, ask questions, check out the reviews on Yelp and Google, because those will really give a good tail sign of how good a gym is. If you see any gym that's below 4 stars, that's instantly a red flag in my opinion, because at my previous gym that I was the head coach of, we had maybe like 85 or 90 reviews, and they were all 5 stars except for 1 4-star. And we don't know why the person gave a 4-star, because they didn't give any negative feedback on the review. But I digress. Anyways, make sure you do your research, do your part, and find the right fit for you if you are someone that thinks CrossFit can be a good fit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of video, this structure. I really enjoy doing these type of videos where I just kind of like talk and share a lot of my thoughts and experience with you guys to hopefully give you a better understanding of fitness or CrossFit or recovery or whatever it may be. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know down below in the comments, and let me know what you want me to talk about next, as well as leave a like on this one. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Check out the videos I have posted to the side, because if you enjoyed this one, you'll enjoy those as well. I promise you that. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.